Hello and welcome to the Heresy Lodge. I am your host, Dylan Cooper, the Constant Coast over here.
Gavin Franklin,
Guys, we're back this week to finish talking about Iron Gold, which is crazy that Gavin finished the book in 2 weeks.
which
That
it's
tells
like
you
way longer.
how different this was compared to Mistborn.
It was like way longer than Mistborn too.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
like a
probably two
massive book.
Mistborns.
It was great. I couldn't put it down. I actually audiobooked it too. I bought the physical copy and purchased the audiobook.
Nice. Does this audiobook have the different voices?
Yes, and some of it's weird.
Uh, I I don't know if it changed. Dark Age has different voices, but I thought they were all good.
There's
They're
definitely like the funniest part to me is you'll get like a point of view from like Ephraim, and he has a voice actor. But then you'll get the point of view from Lyra,
Mhm.
and she speaks like in a Scottish
Yeah.
accent. And she'll talk for Ephraim in those chapters. And so it's really
Oh, that's
strange because
weird.
you get
Yeah.
like two different voices for the same character.
Yeah, I can see that being weird. Well, we'll talk more about Iron Gold. As always, guys, hit us up on Discord. You find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Email us at theheresielodge@gmail.com. Check us on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. We have merch. Feel free to check it out. We just passed Valentine's Day. You're missing out if you didn't already buy yourself Heresy Lodge merch. Your significant other is pissed. You need to fix that by buying merch for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm this will release Saturday. Did you get Valentine's Day reservations?
No, we went out last weekend because we had a babysitter.
Smart. See, what I did was I waited till last minute and I have reservations at 9 o'clock on Saturday, which in my book is good enough.
We went to a Cooper Hawk Winery.
Oh yeah.
It's good. It's the first time being there.
Oh really? Yeah, we
Yeah,
had a membership there for a while.
really.
They sold my wife into the membership. It was crazy.
Huh.
Like the person selling it, like I was like, "You're a great salesman. What, like, how are you really?" It was pretty nuts, and we probably had it for 10 months, and they let you keep all that wine. So we went, and we got like 20 bottles of wine at one point.
Jesus.
Yeah, and they give you like extra things when you go and eat there, so it's kind of cool. But I think there are better, like more fun wine memberships out there.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, what are you drinking?
This is referred to in the bar book that you got me. I believe you got me a bar book. No, I got you a bar book.
My wife might have got you one, and I
Yeah,
said
that
it was for me.
that might have been the case. It's the I want to say it's the Harvard. It's called like the Harvard something, but it's got vermouth and brandy, grenadine, bitters,
Nice.
little lemon juice. It's pretty good. I accidentally made it with dry vermouth instead of sweet vermouth, so it's a very bitter drink, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, nice, nice. I got a couple things over here because I knew we would talk for a bit before we started, so I figured I should just get two drinks going.
That's so smart. I don't know why I don't do that.
First one is a Mexican firing squad. It is tequila, grenadine, lime juice, bitters. It's very good. I'm a
That's
fan.
pretty simple.
It is very simple. And
Yeah.
my other one is what the fuck do they call this?
Ooh, it's like
Soju,
a Japanese beer, right?
Korean. The
Korean.
original Korean flavored soju. Grape.
Well, let me know how that goes. Where'd you get that?
Well, for New Year's, we did like a Alex called it an Asian fiesta. I don't know why. It was just
Hmm.
she homemade cooked a bunch of Asian food. She made egg rolls, dumplings, katsu, a bunch of stuff. So she got like
But they
sake
played,
and shoju and stuff like that.
but they played Mexican music the whole time.
No,
Where did the Fiesta part come from?
maybe she used the word extravaganza.
That
It
might make
was
more
probably an Asian
sense.
extravaganza, is what she said.
Oh man, an Asian Fiesta.
For me, it was a fiesta.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's what I got going on. Gavin,
Mhm.
Iron Gold.
I'll tell you one thing before we dive into it. I don't know. I think I know the scene you're talking about with Cassius, but I don't think I had the same reaction you did.
Really?
Yeah. I Is it the scene where he like fights all the people?
Yeah, it's just a fucking badass.
Oh, real badass moment. But when we cover this part, I'll tell you, I'm very disappointed in one of the concepts that occurred there. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I think overall, I'm really annoyed with Lysander as a character
Yeah.
because he doesn't, it like his motivations don't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
So where do we leave off? You remember?
We left off. It kind of just we talked about Darrow and
The
him killing
intros,
Wolfgar. Yeah.
how everyone gets set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start with Darrow again. We left off where he had killed Wolfgar and is now an enemy of the state. And he goes to try to assassinate the Ash Lord,
Yes, the Ash
or
Lord.
as Severo calls him, the Ass Lord. He's all cheeked up.
Hell yeah. But before that, though, they take a pit stop on Earth. They go
Yeah,
break into the most fucking ridiculous ass prison I've ever heard of. It's like a fucking giant walking turtle in the ocean.
yeah, that's also, it's got like a prison on its back. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
strange.
In order to get all what's his name's brother? What's his brother's name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Oh my gosh, it's the guy that Loon killed. Not Loon, Arcos.
Lorne. Yeah.
Lorne.
Lorne Arcos. Shit. It's gonna bother the shit out of me.
Yeah, I can't remember. Did he have, oh, Tacticus.
Not Tacticus. I think just
Tactus.
Tactus, yeah.
No, there you go. Tactus's brother. Which was really confusing to me because I thought Tactus, like, I thought the guy they were rescuing was like the Ash Lord's son, but it was not. Just a bannerman, and he was from Mercury.
Yes. No, Venus?
No, Mercury. His
Yeah,
home world was not Venus, and that's the one that was left because the Rising had taken Mercury already.
right.
So they're not related to the Ash Lord, but they're, I guess, like bannermen under the Ash Lord,
Yeah,
and clearly hate Darrow mainly because like I think they don't like the idea of freedom. They really enjoy slaves, but also Tactus was killed
yeah.
uh, under Darrow's watch, I would say maybe. But Darrow was like, "Hey, I don't want to kill Tactus." That was an
Yeah,
interesting
that's my
little scene.
boy. But yeah,
Hmm.
but like Apollonius is just like Tactus times 50. He just wants to fuck everything.
Apollonius is 100%, from what I can gather. Apollonius is supposed to be like
He's
this
Lucius.
series Jackal.
That too. But he just
I
makes me think of Lucius
which one's Lucius?
from Warhammer.
Oh yes. But this guy is just like really fucked up, but also very powerful.
Yep.
Like
Great
like
fighter.
the person that you're like standing around and you feel uncomfortable because you never know like how they're gonna respond or react in a certain situation.
Yep. Hot as fuck though. For no
Super
reason.
sexy. I mean, dude, he went to prison and he came out jacked. Always walks around naked because you know he's hanging schlong.
Yep.
Like the confidence.
And he has just like a bunch of pinks in his room. He's like, yeah, fuck them all.
I'll do it, whatever, man. Whatever.
I got nothing else to do. I'm in prison, bro.
That's my horse. It's not for riding.
He's a wild beast.
He is. They break him out of prison, but they first, I think they get to the prison and they find in his cell this uh gray, not a gray,
The
sorry.
Obsidian.
The obsidian
Tongueless.
who doesn't have a tongue. Yeah. So he can't speak. Seems to be a very funny character.
Hmm.
I'm incredibly interested in figuring more out about this character because you basically get this idea that like, oh, okay, he's been put in this prison cell. He's saying that he used to be a guard, And that's all you know. And he just follows Daro around, and Daro kind of takes a liking to him, but there's always this like back of the thought of like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, he's still like his origins don't come up in Dark Age, but like I've seen fan theories that he was actually the like the Lord of Tongues of the Syndicate. And that's why he doesn't have
Ooh.
tongue because he would cut out people's tongues. Like that was his thing. Like the hand guy always cut off the hands, right? His thing was the tongue.
It's weird how all that worked out.
Yeah.
Like why be Lord of a body part?
I am the Lord of the Schlongs.
Lord of
Oh God,
Schlongs.
I don't want to be under that guy.
You just got like every other syndicate member is completely like weird, but when they get together, they're like, that guy is not invited to the
Yeah, so
Lord
that
hangout.
yeah, that's a tongue guy. He cuts out tongue, hand guy. That
You
one's
see how
really
they
weird about toes.
he's got him hanging around his neck on a necklace.
That's the schlong.
That's the schlong guy. Yeah, yeah. He has one weakness, and it's women.
That's why all the women are in his group.
Just
They're like, we lose
they
nothing. It's great.
can't do anything. Oh man.
Maybe
Uh
that's the fucking move. All right, you just surround yourself by women by yeah, you join
being
me, I cut
Lord,
off your schlong.
I'm the Lord of Frogs.
Go
I've
get to my cool necklace.
I've gathered all the women to me. I have so many schlongs. So they rescue Apollonius, and the goal is to get Apollonius to go back to his planet and no to back to Venus, which is his like temporary planet, in order to overthrow his brother who betrayed Apollonius, which was news to Apollonius when it was revealed, and get Apollonius's old army. Because Apollonius was known as the Minotaur, and he was this fierce warrior that Daro had to beat, eventually beat him. But now he's like ripped, and Daro's like, I don't know if I can beat this guy anymore. This dude's
Look
fucking
at that.
jacked.
Look at that huge schlong. It
I
even
had no
has a
idea.
six pack.
I had no idea. So they make it to Venus, and basically when they get there, there's this really cool scene where Daro shows up with Apollonius to Apollonius's brother, who's just chilling out by the pool. They fucking slaughter all the goals around his brother, and his brother's like, "Whoa, what the fuck? Apollonius, you're back. I tried to rescue you. What happened?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking at all of the attempts to break into the prison. It was just us. I would know."
It's like, oh fuck, that's weird. Sensors might have been out that day, and the day after that, and like the year after that.
So Apollonius basically just dominates his brother. Essentially, is like, "Oh,
Rips
I'm
open
in
his
charge
shirt.
now."
Look what I've been doing. Who's the alpha?
Take over the Minotaur. I'm here to fuck up Venus and the ass lord. The ass lord was not ready for this giant schlong. Thanks, Apollonius.
Darrell's like, man, this is kind of weird.
Yes, like there actually is a moment where like everyone is like, this is a very strange interaction. Not because it got too sexual, but I think it was.
Yeah, and Severo's like, can we just please kill him?
Yeah,
Please,
yeah.
for the
So
love of God.
several the whole times like we just got no, they are keeping Apollonius in check because they basically implanted a bomb in his head
Yeah.
and that they can detonate at any time, which is really funny because I'm assuming he gets it removed without problem in the future. But like, what a really terrible step to be standing on, having to battle Daro in the future. You just click a
I'm
button
pretty
and
sure it
blow your
happened
head
in
up.
this book before Darrow left.
What?
It happens in
Uh,
this book.
where they take it out of him?
Yeah, like deactivate it or something and leave him.
Well, he deactivated. He was like, okay, we're gonna stop the timer. But I think you can still click a button.
I don't, maybe I don't know actually. I don't.
I'd like to see
This
that.
interaction has not happened yet, so I'm unsure.
Apollonius shows up like 2 years later. I'm here to fuck you up, and Darrow just clicks a button and
I've been waiting
explodes
for this moment. Pulls out the butt plug.
the butt plug button. So they start to besiege the Ash Lord's tower with Apollonius's new troops, and they're kind of getting fucked up. It's a really cool battle scene. There's really not a whole bunch to go into here. They go in, shit goes south, shit goes north, shit goes south again. No one important dies. I thought we were going to see some deaths. I thought at least Clown or Pebble. I really like Clown and Pebble. I hope they become a bigger part of the story
Yeah.
because they have an interesting dynamic within the group, being like parents who have been with the Howlers for a long time, but no significant deaths. They're able to breach into the Ash Lords, like home base, and then they find him like crippled as fuck. It's like
Yeah.
old and
He's just on
dying.
like a fucking ventilator, essentially. And you're like, what the fuck? And you're like, dumbasses.
Pretty much, he's just trolling them the whole
I've been
time.
sick for like 10 years.
You come to find out that Apollonius actually did this from prison
Mm-hmm.
and knew about this. Everyone's like, "Why the fuck did you tell us?" He's like, "Well, why would I? I mean, I'm Apollonius."
Oh,
The
you figured it
dude,
out already.
he just likes to watch the world burn. That's how
Mm-hmm.
Apollonius works. Everything is for his pleasure.
I can get behind it. I kind of like Apollonius.
And Apollonius then burns the Ash Lord alive.
Yeah.
And they get like nothing from it. You come to find out that the Ash Lord's daughter is running things,
Mm-hmm.
which is really funny considering the fact that earlier in the book, Darrow's like, "We'll kill the Ash Lord, and then no one will follow his daughter." It's been happening for years.
Yep.
So,
Atlantia.
yep. Interested to see how the piece with Atlantia works. I've been reading the prologue to Dark Ages, and it seems like that's actually going to be like the primary story
It
is
is.
the battle between Atlantia and Daria or Darrow.
Daria. Different person there.
So that's Darrow's story. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, honestly,
Um,
like Dara Store is like the one I was probably the least interested in, like through the
but
book.
I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to talk about next?
Let's. I think Lysanders is my favorite story, and Lyra and Ephraim's are entwined. So maybe we just do those two, then go do Lysander.
Okay, let's do it.
So we left off. We had Lyra got
Le
picked up by the Telemanuses, and she's been working as their steward. Is that the correct
well,
term?
they're
She's a
she's
fucking
technically
slave, but
she's the fox keeper.
yeah, fox keeper.
She keeps up with Archimedes, not Archimedes,
Sophocles.
Sophocles. Yeah,
And did we get to the gala yet where she had talked to Pax?
I don't think so. Nope. And
Okay.
Ephraim at this point, we did get to the point where he was picked up by the syndicate.
Maybe we should do his story and then
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to Lyria's. So yeah, so
So
he got picked up by the syndicate. You found out all the jobs were actually from the syndicate the whole time. Does like a fucking test, and they test him with another test of loyalty, which was a real fucking weird thing. You find out that like this rose guy, which is apparently above a pink, they're just like sexier, which was weird.
wait, the rose guys are
Yeah,
like,
just super sexy.
well, they're supposed to be like the best of the pinks.
Yeah, just the sexiest.
They're shixiest of the pinks. He's very good with his hands.
Yeah, he's the hand guy.
Yeah, he dishes out all of the um hand related jobs. But they're supposed to basically steal something, and we do find out later I was right.
You were right. Yep.
It was they were supposed to steal
Pax.
Darrow's son, Pax, and also the bonus was Sevro's daughter. So the way they do this is Ephraim disguises himself and finds Lyra, who's in this position now at the Telemanis' house, and basically manipulates her because she doesn't have any friends or family, and like uses all of this information to form a bond, and ultimately ends up giving her this necklace that has an EMP inside of it
Yeah.
and a gas EMP. So like it's an EMP, but then simultaneously like it has a knockout gas in it.
Yeah.
So
That must
she
have been a
doesn't.
heavy ass necklace.
I'm very confused in like how all of that works. But Ephraim, like, there's also this sense while he was using Lyra, there's a lot of chapters where like he talks to her and is manipulating her. From his point of view, like he does feel bad. Like, and
Yeah.
it's a moral struggle in him, like what he's doing.
Because he actually likes her.
Yes, and he thinks that she's been screwed over a lot and he's just adding to that pile. Kind of feels like a piece of shit. And then we get this night of the gala where Lyra is being called by the Telemanuses to take care of the fox. So she goes into the room like all the fucking important people are, including the sovereign, and doesn't like make a noise. So it's definitely listening in like way too long to this very important conversation.
Yep.
And then as she goes to take care of the fox, Pax comes to her and like is telling her about racing. And eventually she's just like, fuck you, kid, you fucking rich bastard.
Yeah, because he mentions like that he's a red or something. And she's like,
Yeah.
"You're not a fucking red." It's like your dad used to be a red. Now he's a fucking gold sack of shit like everyone else around here. You don't know what it's like to be in a fucking camp. You ain't shit, bitch. And he's like, fuck. All right, well, I'm
Which
gonna
I think is really
fair.
fucking short-sighted. Like, Dara was a hell diver.
He was. He was. I mean, Daro's seen some shit. Like,
He's seen some shit, more
if
shit
there's
than she's seen.
anyone like I get like Pax is kind of like that pampered rich kid, right? Like he doesn't know better.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
No, sorry, you're gonna be raised in the mines to make sure you're not pampered.
Yeah. But I mean, I understand like being like we don't have this connection that you think we have. Like I watched my family get fucking murdered in front of me and had to lay in trash as they caught it on fire trying to smoke me out. You sit in a fucking palace getting your dick sucked by some pinks and you're like 9.
Working with the Lord of Hands.
Yeah. No Lord of Schlongs though.
Well, I think I agree with you. The problem with Lyra is, and I hope she learns this lesson, like she is so short-tempered that she gets herself into all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
And in this situation, obviously, kind of telling off the sovereign's son for asking about what it was like growing up in the mines, probably a bad move.
Yeah, yeah, there was definitely better moves.
Yeah. And then so as she's leaving, the sovereign's talking to Pax, Mustang, she looks over and Mustang like or Lyra's watching it. It's like really concerned, but they all get on this like ship to go back to the estate. And that's when the device activates and knocks everyone out. EMP goes off and it knocks this fucking plane from the sky and kills a bunch of people on the way down. And they use this grav lift Ephraim does to like keep it from like just completely destroying itself. And they get in, they get packs, but
Fucking
then
big ass Cavics, man. Ain't nothing taking that motherfucker down.
fucking Kavix, dude. So he gets out, he kills the red
Yep.
that is working with Ephraim. I can't remember his name. Dan
Backflip kid.
Dano.
Yeah, that sounds
Dano.
right.
Kills Dano. I don't know why I'm laughing about that.
Because he was
Probably because
so weird.
yeah, and Kavix is just a fucking monster. And then the Obsidian, what is her name?
Volga.
Volga shoots Kavix with like this melt-a-gun, basically.
Like 3 times.
Yeah. So he goes down. I still don't know if he's dead or not, but basically he gets taken to like this infirmary. And Volga and Ephraim's supposed to kill Lyra, who's on the ship. but he doesn't want to. Like it all kind of catches up to him. He's like, I can't kill you. So he takes Lyra, puts her in a trunk, along with the kids, and heads to the Lord of Hands to turn in his job.
Yep. That's a
And
whole
yeah. Huh?
that's a whole thing. Doesn't he like drop off Figment and was she the other one left? Olga stayed with him.
Well, no, what happens is they first go to take out their trackers, the kids' trackers, and they're working with a green. I can't remember her name, but
Is that
she's
one
been a
Figment?
part of the group. What's her name?
Figment? Fig? They called her Fig the Pig at one point.
I don't know. I don't remember. But she's been a part of the group the whole time. But she's able to take off. She gets on her jet bike. And immediately when the red died, I was like, this bitch is gonna die. I was like,
Gone.
this is gonna be like a kill off of all of his crew, except maybe Volga. And then I'm getting a refill here. Thank you, Scott.
How do I get myself a bitch?
It's great. Is oh okay. Is this sweet vermouth? And we didn't have any? Like sweet wine? That's better. It's sweeter. There you go.
I need myself
But yeah,
a house bitch.
this is worse than the last one.
This is great.
I'm just kidding. It's very good. Um, but like Volga goes with Ephraim to give the kids the Lord of Hands, and Lord of Hands starts fucking slapping the shit out of Pax. He goes, cry, 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 cry.
Cry little dudes.
That's basically what he's doing. I remember
Everyone's
reading
just
the
like, what
scene.
the fuck is happening? Why? I want you to cry.
Pax is like, I'm trying.
I'm very dehydrated. Do you think they gave water at these galas? No.
I'm so drunk right now.
You're
Mm.
11. You don't understand. I'm rich.
And that's when they bring out the green and they're like, oh, yeah, we had Daxo and this green spying on you the whole time and she betrayed you. So we're going to kill her for betraying you. Which I'm like, first off, what a weird play.
Yeah.
What a weird play. Like, I'm going to pay you to do a job and I'm going to pay each of your team members to spy on you. And if they do that, I'm going to kill them. What a ninth dimensional level move there.
Let's see who
So
wins.
she she dies and Volga's like asking, what are you gonna
Would
do with
they
the
do like
kids?
drop her out of like a 50-story
Building.
window or some
Yeah.
shit?
Oh yeah. Hope she got wings. I don't think she made it. But Volga's really sad because Volga, the Obsidian, is like the only one
Yeah,
with
she's
a
like
heart.
pissed about the job. She's like, we fucking kidnapped guys. There's like it's cool to steal shit. This is a kid. Like I wanna buy a zoo on Earth.
Yeah, Volga is the person that is like, I'm a very good person, but I don't really have anybody, so I'm gonna help Ephraim.
Yeah.
Oh, Ephraim has me kidnapping people and killing lords. Oh, that's great. And the whole time she's like, this is bad. Why do you have me doing this?
Yeah.
Granted, Volga, you didn't have to. You could have just died.
That's fair.
So Lord of Hands is like, I'm gonna, maybe I'll give them to the Obsidians. I don't know. Like, it's just like a really vague about how he's going to mistreat these children.
It's really weird.
And then they find, like, they hear a noise, and Lyra was there watching. And so she runs and escapes and is able to get out. She goes through this whole chapter of just basically how fucking shitty the underground world is.
Yeah, it's
People
tough.
tried to like rape her and kill her as she's trying to escape, but she makes it out.
It's
And
like really reminds me of like the slums of cyberpunk.
mhm,
Like the whole time, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this sucks.
this is not a fun place to live. And she makes it out, but she immediately gets like put into like a detention center where she gets interrogated.
Yeah, she
And
like
this whole scene, all of the golds except for Mustang. Mustang is probably the smartest character in the entire fucking books.
100%.
Everyone else that are golds at least, fucking stupid.
Yep.
Like the dumbest decisions.
Yeah, like Victor's like, I'm just gonna fucking kill her, and people are like, let's torture her first.
I can't even talk about how stupid Victra is. Victra's got to be one of the dumbest people I have
She is
ever
all
seen.
emotions, and it
A
makes
hundred
so much
percent.
sense why she married Severo. They're all fucking emotions.
Like no thought process. Like she literally, if she had her way, her daughter would be dead
Pretty much.
because she's just stupid.
Yep.
And they bring in Lyra for like interrogation, and Lyra's like, "Look, I know how this looks," and they're like, "Shut up, don't talk." And she's like, "I want to help you find your kids." "Shut up, don't talk." I'm like, you should probably fucking let her
Yeah,
talk.
why
Like
are we
that's
not
like
letting her talk?
it's like interrogation 101.
Yeah,
Like as
you
long
want
as they're
them to talk.
talking, talking is exactly what you want to do. And you have Cavix's wife's like, don't talk unless spoken to. Well, you should probably start fucking speaking to
Yeah,
her.
maybe ask me a question then, I guess.
And then you've got the what is her name? The pink that was like
Oh,
Darrow's Thessa Thera.
Thraxa?
No,
No,
it's not
Thraxa's the
Thraxa.
Telemanus.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it
Theodora.
starts with the T. Theodora, yeah. Who's a fucking psychopath now?
Like,
Theodora's like,
yeah, let's bring up that thing that like almost killed Darrow. That
yeah,
weird fucking like three animals with a
the
rattle.
truth scorpion.
Yeah.
Hey, Thraxa's like, or not Thraxa, gosh. Theodora's like talking to um talking to Lyra like, when were you recruited by the Red Hand? And she's like, I wasn't.
Also, I
That's
hate those
not
fuckers
true.
that killed my family.
Yeah, that's not true. When were you recruited? And I'm like, girl, she's got fucking information about the kids. That's what you want, right? That's what you should be asking. Like every one of these people in this room are like, okay, we have the person that has all the information. What's the quickest way to kill her? Kind of seems like they're completely against and like getting information. Literally, she's at the table like, I will tell you everything. I'm on your
Look,
side.
I actually like the Telemanuses, all
Yeah,
right?
she's like, I love
Is
Cavix.
Kavix okay?
First thing she asks, I would be like, okay, let's get some fucking information. So they try to torture her using the truth demon device. No, it's not a device. It's
It's
like
just an
a
animal.
weird animal that was carved. And then Mustang comes in and like a boss. I'm
She's just like,
so
what
excited.
the fuck are you
It's like,
guys doing?
first off, I'm the sovereign. This is illegal. I told you to kill all these. And the pink was like, well, I kept a few. Okay, well, that's illegal. I told you. I don't know if you're hearing me. I told you not to.
Shit's
So
fucked.
yeah, that's fucked up. And she's also saying like, you guys are idiots. Get the fuck out. Let me do this. I'm so excited to get stuff from her point of view because I feel like it's gonna
Her
be
point of view
like
is awesome.
super enlightening, most logical person in the entire book.
Yep.
So she's just down with Lyra and she's like, look, shit does not look good for you, but like, just talk. Tell me everything. And she does. And then Sovereign's like, oh, this is great. Oh, now we know information. I'm so glad we were able to get past this weird bring out the scorpion demon. And they
Yeah, and you have like
find,
Lyra's like, think fucking God. Someone with a brain is here.
and Lyra is like really struggling with this because she always blamed the Sovereign for all the
Yeah.
problems that they had. But I love this like interaction between Lyra and Mustang because I don't know if you got this sense when I was reading, but it's cool for Lyra to get over this idea that the Sovereign's this evil person.
Yeah.
And it's cool that the Sovereign is kind of coming to terms with the fact that like there's all these fucking good people out here and we're fucking them up.
Yeah.
The thing that's interesting about it is Lyra is a very, very, she's an emotional person.
Yes.
And I don't think she quite understands social boundaries. many times she just talked or made requests to the sovereign that as I was reading it, I was like, ooh, ooh, but the sovereign was okay with it.
Well, I mean, she did marry a red, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's just very like Lyra's very like to the point where like after all it's said and done, she's like, okay, well, I want this, this, and this. And the sovereign's like, you're negotiating with me? She's like, yeah, I didn't do anything wrong.
She's like, look, man, all your fucking friends just threatened to fucking destroy me. Yeah, I want some fucking insurance.
So they get all the information. They find out that Ephraim is the guy because she has his gun. Um, Holiday's like, yeah, I fucking know him.
Yeah, as soon as she saw the gun, she's like, motherfucker, god damn it.
So they go and talk to Ephraim where he thinks he's gonna escape. Him and Volga have like a big falling out, and Volga just disappears. Ephraim tries to go and escape, and there's Holiday like sitting on the ship he's gonna escape on. He's like, "Fuck!" Like I love Ephraim. I love and hate Ephraim because the shit that he did is fucked up, and he kind of deserves to die for it.
Yeah.
But his demeanor is awesome.
Yeah, I like him a lot as a character. And I think that doubled for me in Dark Age. You used to get a lot of him in Dark Age, and I'm like, man, he's a fucking just a badass.
Just the way he talks, like he's just got that classic character everyone loves, or like Holiday's there, and Ephraim's like, "Is it too late for me to pour myself a drink?" Like great line, just
Yep.
smooth talker. But they make a deal for him to go. The idea is he's gonna go get the
All
kids
right,
and
you
click a
kidnapped the
button.
kids once, do it again. He's like, God damn it.
That's
All
literally
right.
how Ephraim is all the time. He's always just like, fuck, fuck, fuck. Shit kind of sucks for Ephraim all the time.
Yeah. Lost his husband, had a really fucked up time in the war.
He's just trying to steal some old sword, winds up with the syndicate, has to kidnap kids, has to kidnap it again from the people he kidnapped them from originally. Like he
Yeah,
just can't get over it.
what a pain in the ass that has to be. It's like, man, you guys should meet that guy. He was fucking weird, all right? He cut off hands. What if I run into the schlong guy?
You have no idea. That's not even the worst one.
That's like probably top two.
So he goes to try and kidnap the kids back from the Lord of Hands, and it's a interesting chapter. I mean, not a whole bunch goes down. Basically, the Lord of Hands thinks Ephraim wants to fuck him, and Ephraim's like, "Fine, I'll fuck you, but not in front of the Obsidians."
He's like, I got boundaries, all right? And it ain't obsidians.
I don't like them people watching me. Get
I'm a
out of here.
I'm a shy boy.
So he beats the shit out of him instead of fucking him.
Real missed
Um,
opportunity there.
yeah, I was ready for that chapter. I was ready
I
to see
pulled out the lotion.
how deep was Pierce Brown willing to go.
All right, Pierce. How's how deep in the Slanesh are we getting?
Pierce, we know you have a hidden chapter that you wrote alternatively. Release
Yeah,
it
the
to the
editor
public.
got that one.
Unlike Graham's editors, who just let him get away with whatever.
Maybe they should
So
switch.
they find out, like, he gets the comms online. They're like, "You're on the other side of the moon." I'm like, dude, what terrible intelligence these people have. Just like send somebody to watch them at least, like from a
Yeah.
distance. You've got some really crazy technology at your fingertips here. I'm sure if you can invent a drone that can fit into a necklace that could create gas and is also simultaneously an EMP, you could follow Ephraim, figure out where the fuck he is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he has to like turn on like a fucking flip phone.
Yeah, that's all he did. He was like, "Yeah, I'm over here. That's too far away." So he has to break the kids out. Um, Severo's daughter is Severo.
Yep. Electra.
Yeah, she's just insane. So watching her just like go crazy is hilarious.
Yep.
She's like threatening Ephraim, and Ephraim's like, "Dude, I'm trying to save you."
Yeah, Pax is like totally a normal guy. And then Electra's like, I will fucking slice your dick off. He's like, are you Lord of Dicks?
Are you the Lord of Schlongs?
Because
Is this
I
a
can see it.
double agent? It would make a lot of
It
sense that
would.
the Lord of Schlongs would be a woman. It does
And it's
add
related
up.
to Severo. It is all coming together.
So they make it into the Lord of Hands private yacht right before Ephraim gets shot by like a sniper obsidian. The Lord of Hands dies from that. And they're on their way out and they get a call. Like they're on their way to get intercepted by like
No, he
what are they
doesn't
called?
die.
The
Lord of
Republic.
Hands doesn't. Thoraxa finds, or not Thoraxa. Theodora finds him later.
Not in this book.
No, it's like very briefly mentioned in Dark Ages. She's like, "Yeah, I found that guy."
Oh, well, thanks, ass.
It's the smallest thing.
Just keep ruining things for me.
Everyone's dead.
He gets a call from while he's on the Lord of Hand ship. He gets a call from what do they call her? Is it Mother?
Maybe.
Is that what they call her?
I don't know.
It's the
Syndicate
girl in
mommy.
charge of it's Syndicate
Oh,
Mommy.
Queen. She's the queen.
Queen.
It's probably a dude.
It's definitely a dude. They always wonder. They're like, hey, is it a gray? Is it a gold? Is it a obsidian? It doesn't matter.
Severo.
It's a dude. You gotta watch out. But they go and get the call from her and she's like, this is my ship, I gave it to the Lord of Hands, and she starts autopiloting it back to the Lord of Hands place. And basically the end of Ephraim's story is like, well, that's not going to work for us, so he throws a grenade in the back of the ship and just fucking crashes it to the ground, and that's the end of that story.
Yep,
Crazy ending.
it is. I like it because like they were talking to Virginia and them too, like on when they had first escaped. Like, yeah, so like I'm like on my way with this like super big ass boat ship. It's super cool, super nice. I'm
It's gonna
sure there's
be
like no tracking devices on it at all.
this isn't a problem, I'll be there like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Please send
Yeah.
people
Also,
that are not Big Shrimp.
I'm pretty sure Queen of the Syndicate's a dude. I don't know, just a hunch.
It it always is, man. Always a fucking dude.
So that's the end of that story. Very excited for where this ends up. Um, I don't know. I'm interested. I hope that they make it back safe. And I'm very interested to see how the Syndicate is associated with some of these wider players, or if they're a bigger player than even the Ash Lord.
Yeah.
He is the Lord of Asses. Much harder to chop
No
off.
asses.
Much harder to chop off. I mean, we just
This
chose the wrong
necklace
body
is
part.
so big.
It's just no one knows what's going on. Some of them have hair, some of them don't. It's very strange.
That leaves us
Uh,
with one more character, Lysander.
Lysander. Yep. So he is in the custody
Oh, the
of
Raz.
the Rose. I loved this story and hated this story at the same time.
I think that's fair. I think like early on, I really liked Lysander's story.
Oh yeah.
Then like I started not liking Lysander, whatever.
I just I have a few issues with some of the writing here.
Okay.
So essentially Lysander and Cassius are guests at the Raws, but the Raws are in the middle of a coup, so they keep changing hands on whether or not they're going to
Yep. And a reminder for
Romulus.
people: the Raws are the leaders of the Outer Rim. So the people, what's the dad's name?
Romulus Al Ra,
Romulus was the dude that
who,
Darth Vader deal with.
yeah, way back then.
Yep, and Morningstar before
Romulus
he
Al
decided to blow
Ra,
up the shipyard dockyard.
yeah, the Ganymede shipyard. Romulus Al Ra, in my opinion, is one of two characters that make it to the fucking slaps tier of
Yeah.
characters. Fucking badass Romulus Al Ra.
Yep. Wait till you meet his brother. His brother's fucking crazy.
Oh, well, when you have a good one, you got to have a bad
Yep.
one. So then his wife, uh, Dido.
Yes, Vito.
She was from Venus, but she's the one that stages the coup because she believes that she has evidence to show that Darrow was the one that destroyed the Ganymede shipyards.
Yep.
And it splits the family in two, but they're not like killing each other over it like you would if you were from the Corps.
Yeah.
You're just trying to figure out how this shit works out, why Romulus is in prison. And they're sitting there, or it's Dido, that's how they say it.
Yeah, I died up. That's
They're sitting there and at dinner with Cassius and Lysander, who have aliases. And Dido's like, yeah, I know you fucking are. You're Cassius Baloney.
He's like, ah, fuck.
Son of a bitch. They bring in this like fucking it's another mutated creature who sucks on Cassius's face.
And then he's hot again.
And now he's hot. Damn, give me one of those.
Yeah, how do you I would like one of those face sucker hot things.
Give me one of them face suckers.
Does it work on the gut too?
I mean, damn, throw it at me. I'll take all four of them. So they basically they bring in the crate that they find in their ship and they're like, we know that what we're looking for is in this crate and we need you to open the crate. And Cassius is like, fucking eat my ass. I ain't opening shit.
Yep.
So Dido is like Lysander, or well, she doesn't know it's Lysander
Yeah.
yet. She doesn't know who
He thinks he's
Lysander
a
is.
Bologna, right?
She thinks that he's one of Cassius's cousins. He's like, do you want to open the crate? Lysander's like, I have to honor Cassius's wishes, so no. She's like, okay, well, this is what we're gonna do then. We're gonna have a trial by combat with Cassius, and you're gonna go up against the second most powerful knight that we have, and we'll see how it goes for you. And Lysander, or Baloney, you can stop this any time by putting in the code to the thing, and we'll save Cassius's life. So Cassius gets to go. The next scene, like they're in this Coliseum, and Cassius gets to fight this. They call him a shade or something. Real badass person from the Outer Rim.
Yeah. And it's really weird. Like they like draw like a circle,
Yeah, with
and then they're
salt.
like, "All right, fucking die, bitch."
Yeah, you can't step out of the circle, or it's
Yeah,
like you.
it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like
So,
sumo wrestling, but with swords.
and the interesting thing is the Outer Rim. Their weapons are they're like spears or lances,
Yeah.
so they're longer than what you would see in the Inner Rim. And this guy was beating the shit out of Cassius, but Cassius is Cassius, who is the only other character, in my opinion, that goes in the fucking slaps category of
I love
characters.
Cassius.
And he beats him. Now, Cassius is the shit got beat out of him. He's like bleeding out of his back. He's got another cut somewhere. He's a little fucked up.
Yeah, I just love his line. That's like, "I am Cassius Abelona, blah blah blah. My honor remains." And like, cool.
My honor
Send
remains.
another. He's
He
like,
goes
"Oh, what
on.
the fuck?"
Yeah, Dido's like, oh, that's really good. You fight Cassius. And like immediately Lysander's like, whoa, what? Wait a minute, wait a minute. That was not the deal. And Cass is like, all right, fights her a little bit, kills her. That was like, you said another. And
And
Lysander's like,
every
wait a
time he
minute.
kills him, he's like, "I am Cassius Abelona, blah 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 blah. My honor remains." I fucking love it.
It
Cassius
was
is
a
my
great
boy.
scene. This is the part I don't fucking understand. Cassius fought like,
Lysander's girlfriend.
well, Cassius fought like 8 people or something like that.
Yeah,
And then Dido sends her daughter, who at this point Lysander's like weirdly in love with because
she's kind of hot.
she's hot. Hey,
He's
you
already
know
seen
what?
her naked. He's like, I know what's under that cloak or those clothes.
Hey.
Woo! I've been on this boat with Cassius by myself with the other blue for too long. Cassius is the
Mm-hmm.
ladies' man, not me, and I've seen some titties.
Sorry, Cassius. It just is what it is.
Look, bro, I'm 21. I haven't seen many women in my time.
Guy's gotta fuck. So sorry. But then Dido sends her daughter out to kill Cassius. This is the part that doesn't make sense to me. Lysander at this point says, "Fine, I will give you the code." Now, here's my question. Why did Lysander give them the code for the box?
Honestly, there's nothing in there, so I don't know. I
No, there
think he
was. There was.
was the thing in there.
Yeah, they
Oh
basically
yeah,
what
he put
happened
it in
was,
there before.
well, no, she put the code in his actual
Razor.
sword, razor.
Yeah.
He didn't know that. He put the razor in the box
Right.
to protect his identity.
Right.
So it was in there. The question is, why did Lysander give him the code?
Which is hot, bro.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. If she was hot, why didn't he do it before?
Well, she wasn't gonna die. I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, Cassius is really also hot, so maybe he was
Oh,
really conflicted.
so you're saying he wanted to save Cassius's life?
Yeah.
Why didn't he do it the second Dido called another person? Because unfortunately, Cassius dies. Now, I have an asterisk to put by that because we don't actually see his death, so part of me really hopes.
Yeah, I don't think you could kill Cassius off camera. That was my thought reading this book. I was like, there's no way you can kill him off camera.
So, like, what ends up happening is Cassius is the shit's beaten out of him. Lysander gives him the code. Dido's like, great, we'll heal Cassius. And then another important piece that I think is really cool to call out is Dido's first son. Well, might be second son. I think the first one died in the war.
Diomedes.
He's the Lord of Storms or the Knight of Storms.
Yeah.
Badass fighter.
Yep.
And he's like, listen, Dido, we're
Because
like,
originally, like, Dido wanted him to fight. He's like, nah,
nah.
not doing
Because
that.
you're trying to do this coup. This guy's our guest. He's a very, very honorable person.
Yes.
He steps in and he goes, no, no, Dido's not going to take care of Cassius. We're going to take care of Cassius because you don't trust Dido. You can trust us. And while Cassius is in their possession, he comes to Lysander and is like, hey, Cassius died. Now, at that moment, I thought two things. One, I thought there's no way they kill Cassius off camera.
Yep. That's exactly my thought too. It's like, there's no fucking way possible. Like,
He,
Cassius has been too big.
they tell now what is told to Lysander. Lysander says, well, let me go see his body. They say no, because somebody's taken his body and they're going to mutilate it. Lots of red flags going up to me about Cassius's death
He's
here.
really hot, dude.
It's like really hot. I mean, we get it. But
Lord of Strongs and ass are here.
I mean, since he left the rim, someone had to take his place. But the problem is that the reason I struggle with Lysander because you can really only go down two paths. He either entered the code to save Cassius's life, which in that case, I would argue, why didn't he do it earlier? Because then Cassius died.
Yeah.
Like if that was his reason for giving the code, give it earlier.
Yeah.
The second reason is he believes that the Rim should go to war with the core, and he believes that, and I do think this is where they were leaning, like he thinks that they are justified in declaring war. Great. Give it to him in the beginning then. Like,
Yeah.
why even go through all of this? Just give them the code immediately.
Yeah. I mean, I think like the thing with Lysander is he's conflicted, right? 'Cause, like,
He's an idiot.
Cassius has kind of been like a dad to him for the last 10 years.
They have a
So, like, he
really
has to
tough
like kind of
conversation.
respect that, but at the same time, he is a product of his grandmother for sure.
Lysander believes that Dara was wrong because his society's failing. And Cassius believes that he was wrong because he was only like Cassius himself was wrong because he was only driven by hatred instead of vision. And Cassius is right. And it's so funny that every single time Lysander does something against Cassius, every single time in this book, it always like two paragraphs later, next chapter later, he goes, and Cassius was right, as he always is.
Yeah,
And
and I mean the thing about like Cassius too, right? Is like he grew up as the pampered kid and got like everything he wanted. Like he was a fucking baloney, the
a
second most
baloney.
powerful family on Mars. So like Gold Society was great to him, but I think he we have like the regrets that he had obviously during like Morning Star, where he finally was like, okay, maybe Darrow's right. I'm gonna help Darrow here at the end.
I don't think Cassius was ever once in the original trilogy driven by his desire to protect the society that they had built. Not at all.
Yeah, I think he cared more about like
His honor
yes.
and what Darrow did to him. 100%. Like he was only driven by vengeance.
And really, Darrow didn't do anything to him. All Darrow did was fucking survive. Well, at least the first book, all he did was fucking survive. In the second book, he did cut off his arm.
And he talks about like Cassius talks to Lysander right before he goes into trial about how the last time he spoke to his father, how his
Yeah,
father like basically finally said, "Hey, like I respect you."
you're a baloney.
Yeah, and obviously that's a really fucked up thing, but like at the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, well, you killed a bunch of people. Like that's really what you had to do to get there. But Cassius was always driven by other people kind of manipulating this concept of honor that had been drilled into him from society over the course of the years. He was never once like, I'm gonna kill a red because I hate reds. Like that was never a scene that you got with Cassius.
Yeah,
Um, so I don't think that I think like at the end of the day, Cassius grew as a character at the end of the third book and growing into this book because the way he changed was saying, my pride is not worth the concepts that these people are fighting for. And he put down his pride, and that made Cassius a great man.
yeah, I agree.
I really hope he's not dead.
He can't be right. You can't kill Cassius Bologna
I
off
fucking
screen.
hope not. I mean, he is the Lord of Schlongs, the Lord of Asses. I mean, have you seen his hands?
Huge.
Off screen. I thought that was so disrespectful to kill Cassius off screen. I thought that was very strange. A lot of red flags come out because Cassius is a character that deserves that gladiator death.
Yeah.
And since it wasn't given to him and it killed him off screen, I'm
This
like,
is the
ooh.
second time too, where we're like, he's fucking dead. God damn.
What was the first time?
When he got his fucking arm cut off.
Oh yeah.
Because like the way it was described, like I didn't feel like it was just his arm in the
Yeah,
second
he
book.
goes, what knight was he? He was the
Was it Storm as well?
no, he wasn't the Rage Knight. That was Fitchner. Uh Morning?
Maybe.
What
Here,
was the
I'll Google
Morning
it real
Knight?
quick. What night was Cassius? Yeah, here, right. Morning night.
Morning Knight, yeah. And that's what one of the things in his mantras. My name is Cassius Abaldona, Morning Knight of whatever.
Yeah, my honor
And he
remains.
oh, let's get to the end of Lysander. So that was only a portion of it. The next thing that happens with Lysander is he's basically waiting to be executed because as he gives them the code, he reveals to everyone in the Outer Rim that he is Lysander alone.
Yeah, and the loons, his grandmother in particular, is the one that nuked the fuck out of the raw moon. Just
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
destroyed it.
Yeah, they killed a lot of Rims, and it was like a Rim rebellion,
Yeah,
and the loons won that by dropping a lot of bombs.
just blew up a whole fucking planet.
Yeah. And so Lysander is basically awaiting his execution after giving them the ability to go to war. And he gets escorted to Romulus's mother.
Who like has been acting senile the whole time.
Yeah, she's like a fake senile person where she's like acting senile because it's good for people to think that she's stupid.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
it's the whole concept. and she requests that Lysander. Oh, and she shows Lysander the blue pilot. Oh my gosh, what's her name?
I cannot remember her name either.
She was a really cool character. Um, Crap. I'm looking through the persona. These are all let's dived into the Solar Republic. Wait. I got it. I got it. The Rim Dominion, the Obsidian, Pytha.
Pytha.
Pytha. So she is the blue pilot. She was being like tortured this whole time by all the crazy fucking Rim people that love torturing people. But Romulus's mother gets her out, reunites her with Lysander, asks them to free Romulus. Lysander, this is a very weird chapter to me.
Yeah.
Lysander goes to free Romulus with the help of an obsidian that Romulus's mother gave him.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the process, Lysander decided, no, we shouldn't break out Romulus. They need to go to war. So he attacks the obsidian. The obsidian gets away, but he gets to go to Dido. And Lysander's like, listen, I want to join your war because I think you're righteous in doing what you're doing. And then the next scene is Romulus's trial. And this was a cool scene. There's parts of it I don't understand, but basically Dido is leveraging all of the knights are the ones that are the judges.
Yep.
Dido was leveraging the fact that not that he was a traitor, but that he just committed what was it called? It was like he just negligence,
Yeah.
wartime negligence. And Romulus was like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, that's fine. You just won't be sovereign anymore and you'll be demoted. And then there's a group of whites who are like the religious sector that get to sit behind the knights. And one of them rung a bell because the whites have this like weird power to like give extra charges.
Yeah, which is weird.
I don't understand that part at all.
Yeah.
But they essentially leverage the charge of treason. The fact that he knew that Dara blew up the ports of Ganymede, and everyone was like, "There's no evidence to show that he blew up the that he knew that Dara blew up Ganymede." And Romulus said, "No, I knew."
Yep.
Most badass thing ever, where he's like, "I knew. I lied to you all because you were all gonna die if I didn't. Like
Yeah. It's
it
like,
needed to happen."
yep. Which I mean, at the end of the day, like Dara was right, right? Like blow up the port so that you can't be attacked there. And Romulus also saw it's like, well, yeah, we probably would go to war for you or against you. But now we can't
And
do that. But now my people can be peaceful. And you also sacrificed 1 million people. You sacrificed your sons of Ares. We sacrificed our Dark Yard.
and now we don't go to war.
Yep.
And Romulus was down with that, and he didn't tell people. And he's like, "Listen, I lied to everybody. I'm not going to hide it anymore. Like I should have been open and honest, but I wasn't. But I still don't think you should go to war." And his son had to sentence him to death. And the way the Raws die is fucking crazy. They get to like they have to like walk out on the moon's
Surface of the
surface,
moon.
and he has to try to make it to this like
It's a grave
crazy,
marker.
yeah, grave marker where his like ancient ancestor made it in
Yeah.
order for his soul to make it to some, I don't know. But anyway, he before he dies, he talks to Lysander. He's like, "Listen, there's no stopping this war, but you can end it," which I think is a weird person to talk to,
Yeah.
considering that Lysander started the war. Um, and he talks to like his whole family, real depressing scenario. Really just fucking honorable dude though.
Yep. Romulus Ra.
Ah
R.I.P.
rah, baby.
And he did not make it to the gravestone. He was
He did
short.
not.
It had it hasn't been made in like generations.
Yeah. So he didn't make it. And then Dido is like distraught because she didn't want to kill her husband. She just wanted him to step down as sovereign. And it was because of the White's bell that he had to die, in his honor that he had to die. She tried to get him to lie and he wouldn't. So, what a man. And of course, his downfall as a woman. Classic.
Always.
Classic.
The things we do for love.
So, Lysander asked, the very last thing is he asked to basically go on a mission to like basically talk to the Ash Lord,
Yeah,
who
to go talk to his godfather.
we now know is dead.
Hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yep.
And I think most of it now, Darrow knows that his kids were captured. Severo and Darrow have cut ties.
Yes, Severos told Dar to go fuck himself.
Severo's going to go try and help his kid, and Darrow's like, "Look, like I went down this path a long time ago. I'm not a father. I just had a kid." He was like, "I swear to God, like I don't even think it's mine." And
Bro, I'm a red. It doesn't make sense.
I'm very confused by all of this. How that happened, Virginia? You're telling me I went away for like 3 years being tortured. I come back, I got a kid. Very
And
questionable.
there's only
Very
one?
suspicious.
Hmm.
Very suspicious, Mustang. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go fight at Mercury. I'm gonna try and end this war at the inner planets. Super pumped to see how that goes. Um, that's where we ended up. I mean, I give this book an 8 out of 10, maybe even a 9 out of 10.
Dude, I can't. Dark Age is a whole nother level. Like, it is true to its name. You're just like, what the holy fuck? God damn, what the fuck?
I'm excited. I think this series has been great. I'm so excited to be back into it, and the fact that it just knocked it out of the park with book one of
Yeah,
the
it's
four
really
part
crazy to
series.
me that people don't like this book.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's impressive that very little was actually accomplished in the story, but it just happened for four different people.
Yeah,
And it was entertaining the whole time. Look, I don't give a shit how little gets done in the story. Entertain me.
yeah, yeah. People were like, "Oh, it's all build up." I'm like, I
It
was
was
entertained the whole
entertaining.
time.
I was on the edge of my seat.
Like, people don't like Ephraim's and like Lyra's story, and I was like, "Why?"
What? Ephraim's great.
Yeah,
I want to see the Lord of Schlongs. Like, we're getting there. That's the buildup.
yeah, I agree. And then like, I thought Darrow's story was the weakest, and it was
Yeah,
still
I agree.
okay.
Yeah, 100% I agree with that. I think Lyra's story was really good
Yeah,
because I remember like reading the first chapter. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a weird thing about how like Red Society sucks, and then like fucking her whole family gets slaughtered by the Red Hand, and she saves one of the Telemanuses and becomes one of their servants. I was like, okay, this is fucking interesting.
yeah. Also, we didn't even talk about Sokol's like randomly just attacking all these fucking birds. And
Yeah,
you're just
he
like,
eats
what the
birds.
fuck is up with these birds? Why does he keep eating them?
Yeah, no, we never figured that out.
Uh,
That I mean, that's what I really want to know in Dark Age. Does it get answered?
it does get answered.
We know why Sophocles is attacking birds.
You know why Sokol's attacks birds?
Oh my God.
They're fucking ugly. All right.
That's the most important part of this whole
It
story. We need to
is the
know.
Lord of Schlongs, and it will not take my schlong.
Sophocles knows something we don't know. I really hope Kavik survives. If not, I mean, I think he probably does. I've got a real deep hope that Cassius is still alive and out there because I agree it sucks to kill him off camera.
You just can't
Um,
do that to Cassius, right?
not to Cassius, baloney. But we'll see.
Like, I don't think we've ever had like any like main character in the series get killed essentially off screen. I mean, the Jackal had his fucking tongue ripped out. You had,
Technically, the Jackal was killed in between books, but it was pretty set in stone that he was gonna
yeah.
die.
Oh yeah, he did end up getting hung, didn't he? You had Pax number one got killed.
That was on screen though.
Yep. Uh,
Broke.
he was on screen. We
Um,
thought he died in the first book, but he came back at the end.
Antonia. So many people.
Well, Antonio wasn't on screen, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
Like we bombed the fuck out of her.
No, she was on a ship that was fleeing, and her sister Victra caught up and killed her.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of the other chick, the uh the Bone Rider.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know about
The
her.
Jackal's like right hand woman who was
Yeah,
ugly. Who like really wanted to fuck him, and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna fuck the Julii because the Julias are hot as fuck."
yeah, pretty much.
That's
That was what he said. How's the soju?
actually pretty good. It honestly kind of
Nice.
reminds me of wine.
I think that's what soju is.
I don't know.
All right, well that's it. I give it an 8.
I agree. I think it's an 8. Um, I think this is. I won't put Dark Age in my rating rankings yet, even though I read it. I'd say this is my second favorite book of the series so far.
Nice. So far, what's your first? Morning Star is better than this?
Golden Sun.
Golden Sun, really.
Just the ending, man, was
The
so
ending
fucking
was
cool.
nuts. I just enjoyed every second of this book. Dark Age is fucking thick though. Look at this fucking thing.
It's thick, but man, I'm telling you, like, so much shit happens. You're like, oh my god, what the fuck?
I'm excited. See how it goes.
Cool. So as always, guys, you think it'll be good to do a part one next week?
We'll see. I haven't made it super far. I got a week to go. I'm still in the prologue. We'll see how far I make it in.
Cool. Well, TBD. We may or may not have an episode next week. If we do, we'll be talking about Dark Age. If not, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. As always, hit us up on Discord. Find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Email us at theheresiolodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. You're past Valentine's Day. You fucked up. Hurry up. Buy your significant other some merch. It'll make things probably a little better if you have not been dumped.
Probably not.
Hey, man, we tried. You just have
We
a good one.
tried.